This is a tough little tent. Pouring the countertop is the next step, so I laid this wire mesh on top and cut it to size. Next, I wrapped the oven floor with ceramic fire blanket. It's held in place with some wire, which I just screwed into the insulating concrete. I used another screw to twist the wires together, tightening it until it breaks. Next, I need to build the forms. I just used 1-inch treated lumber and screwed it right into the mortar joints of the outer brick. I could refill these holes later and no one will notice. These sidewalls are MDF, level with the oven floor. Pour the concrete the same day you build the forms. If you leave these out in the sun, with changing humidity, they could warp significantly. You don't need to use high temperature caulking, but I had this stuff laying around. Make sure it's completely dry before pouring anything, especially if it's a weird color like this. At first I thought I'd use this drywall tape underneath, but thankfully I tested that, because it doesn't work. So I bought this regular silicone, and I sprayed some WD-40 on the brick as a release agent, trying not to get any on the wood. The goal is to have the silicone stick to the wood more than the brick. After the silicone dries, I'll spray some more on top. Cover your oven floor. This is going to get messy. You really need a second set of hands when you're pouring concrete. Everything has to happen quickly, and each bucket of mixed concrete weighs about 100 pounds. I'm sure you could lift it, but you can't carefully pour it into a mold. Here I'm vibrating the forms with a Sawzall. This is how everyone on YouTube does it, but my father-in-law suggested we run a shim up and down along the forms. We'll see who's right. Notice the fabric protecting the outer brick. Concrete is messy and permanent. I don't have a good shot of me screeding the concrete, but you know how to do it if you made it this far. I did use cement coloring for this pour. I used 1 bottle per 80-pound bag, just to keep it consistent. Don't worry about the edges here. We're going to sand and polish this. I thought the color turned out perfect. This is annoying, but it won't be too hard to fix later. Of course, the silicone stuck to the concrete, but it peeled off pretty easily. Took about 30 minutes. You can leave the countertop surface just like this if you like the textured slate look. But the boss on this job preferred a smooth finish. You obviously can't use regular sandpaper on concrete, so pick something like this up for 15 bucks. This took a while to do by hand. Not sure if you can see the difference here, unsanded versus sanded. It just looks a little more speckled. Apart from the honeycombing on the edges, I'm actually super pumped at how this turned out. This was the last big, super permanent step that could have ruined all the work I put in up to this point. Next, we're going to be cutting a lot of fire bricks in half. I screwed a piece of wood to the saw to make my life easier. Cut the brick through the top corners first, then flip it over and do the other side. This will prevent those corners from chipping. Things are getting exciting now. I know some people are annoyed that I'm making these videos in parts, but I'm just recording these different steps as I go. When the oven's finally done, I promise to make one video that has it all. Thanks for watching.